Yay. Okay. Right. Hello, everyone. I guess word to the wise. I'm trying to work out exactly where all the little screens go, all that kind of business. Um, because it's been a long while since you've seen me chops. That's not a bad thing for everybody. Well, it's not a bad thing for you anyway. There's been a whole host of reasons why that is. Um, let me just. This is going to be a bit, troublesome, should we say, for a little while. So let's just try and work out what I'm trying to do. Yeah, no, that seems to be working. Right, okay, that's good, I think. Okay, so why am I streaming is possibly a question you're asking yourself. Right, so there's a host of reasons. One is I thought it'd be some fun. Um, those of you that have been following the channel since I started it will know that we haven't exactly rocketed up the numbers of subscribers. And these things happen. It's not about effort. I guess it's also to do with effort, but it's also to do with knowing how you play the game. And I'm not that astute. And to be honest, whilst I've read and watched all the stuff about how you get to 1,000 subscribers, it's basically whoring yourself. So in other words, you find out what's trending and you just do a video on something that's trending. I wouldn't be able to do that because I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about most of the time, let alone trying to talk about. Here you go, look, that's how much I know about pop culture. I can't even come up with an example. So you get the idea. So streaming just seemed like it might be fun. It would also allow me to be able to take that content, this sort of stream of consciousness, and chop it up into videos, so that at least then I can start to build a library of stuff that I want to do, and it will document the journey for me. Anyone that knows me well, or pretty well, will know that my most, the thing that I'm most interested in is sort of social commentary, which encapsulates obviously politics, philosophy, economics, education, health, religion. So all the things that sort of make us human beings. I find that it's enormously engaging for me and interesting, and it's something that I've not been able to do without pretty much since I was a kid. Now I know that is really weird and freaky, but that's how it's been. So that's why the channel is the way that it is. That's why I talk about the things that I talk about. And so the streaming, being able to give me more content to chop up into videos, will hopefully be of use at some point in the future. But you know what? Even if it's not, this is what I want to do. People have all sorts of hobbies. Well, I guess this is mine. I also really like the video editing and the audio aspect of it. I'm not going to be getting a job at Disney anytime soon, but the little bits and pieces that I have done, that I've got a result better perhaps than I would have expected, has made me think, wow, that's good, isn't it? But I'd like to get much better. I know how to do these in a technical sense. It's the button pushing, and exactly how, does that need to be 2 frames over or should it be 3? And and again, anyone that knows me knows that I find it very easy to disappear into detail, instead of looking at the big picture. No pun intended. So this is a bit of a random, rambly chat, I suppose. But the one thing that I did want to get across was, again, connected to society and politics and justice, rights, and pretty much everything that touches upon being a human being, is the election in the US. I'm pretty sure that there are people that watch the stuff that I make, and it probably occurs to them, this bloke does an awful lot of stuff about the States, yet listen to him, he's clearly not American. And those of you that know me better probably understand why I do a lot of stuff on America. There's no getting away from it, whether I like it or not. The United States is, the superpower. We can argue exactly how far away China is from being the second superpower. You could even make an argument that it is the biggest superpower. Some even make the argue that it's the only superpower. But putting China to one side for the moment, the United States is an enormously influential country. I'm not particularly fond of the fact that it's so influential, whether we're talking about its politics, economics, or its religious setting, and how that gets exported around the world. I'm not a big lover of Joe Biden. I think, again, anyone that knows me would probably be able to work that out. However, when I weigh up the difference between a Joe Biden and a Donald Trump, there's no comparison for someone like Joe Biden is a centrist, neoliberal kind of guy. So, both those ideologies really do nothing for me, and in my opinion, do nothing for society. So, not a big Biden fan, but as I say, when you compare that against, if you can call what Trump is a populist, let's say he is a populist, he is the most extreme form of right-wing populism. It's all about the individual, and if you haven't made it, you haven't worked hard enough, and don't tell me about discrimination or bias. There isn't anything like that. You're just lazy, or you're too stupid. That's Donald Trump, as far as he does think about it. So I just wanted to make the point today that anybody by accident is in the States seeing me speaking and you haven't voted, vote. This isn't go and vote for Biden. If I could say that to you and it would influence you, I would say it. Vote for Biden. But if nothing else, in your country, in the United States of America, your democracy is under threat. There's no doubt about that. I could sit here and list the litany of reasons why that is. But let's just talk about the last couple of days. Your president has supported a group of people trying to run one of the Biden campaign buses off the road. And in actual fact, they smashed into one of them. Is that the sort of person that you want leading your country? No. And what is that attack about, apart from the fact that that is very much Donald Trump? Well, it's about putting doubt into people's minds about, what is law, what is the rule, what are we allowed to do, what aren't we allowed to do, and making it very blurry, very unclear. He wants to be able to announce his victory Tuesday night, your time. Doesn't matter what the count of the votes is or where we are with the count of the votes. He wants to be able to announce that he's won. And that's not because he believes he's won. That'll be, again, just to muddy the waters, so that if a legal challenge is put in place, it will give some justification, in inverted commas, for that legal challenge. But it will also be, again, just to set his followers up to be ready so that they can come out shouting and screaming how the election's been stolen from Donald Trump, and that absolutely the courts should side with the president. I mean, at this point, it makes no difference that he's, like the whiniest bitch you'll ever come across. He's the most entitled little shit I've ever had the opportunity to observe. This is the little boy who was, in today's money, given $400 million and turned it into what? Nothing, really. He's managed to brand his name. He hasn't actually really created anything. He owes more than he's got in assets. He's not a particularly inspiring person. To be honest, he's a bit of a shit and a tit. The sort of person that if you met in a bar, you'd dismiss within 30 seconds. But that's neither here nor there, because he's the most powerful man on the planet, arguably. So if you're in the States and by some miracle you are listening to me or watching me speak and you haven't voted, go and vote. You really need to go and vote. I guess as well, I need to make it plain. I would I think we absolutely have to have a Biden victory. Something that I thought, this is going back a couple of months, pundits were saying, Biden needs to have a landslide victory to avoid any possibility of a legal challenge. The United States of America holds itself up as the bastion of democracy. It should be the one place in the world where you can have a razor-thin margin. And the person in the White House, if they happen to be the wrong side of that margin, would say, well, that's the result. And so all the best to, my vanquisher. And I'm going to make sure that I do the best job I can for a smooth transition for come January. But that's not the man that we're talking about. So, yeah, bit of stream of consciousness. Sorry about that. It's just, this is the first sort of stream, shall we say, that I've actually decided, right, I'm going to actually say something that means anything other than, is this thing working? I hope I can get this ironed out, because although it is strange, I'm sat here talking to myself. I can picture certain people out there, and it does kind of feel like I'm talking to you. That sounds weird. Probably I won't say that to anyone in the medical profession. But yeah, I can picture talking to you. The only trouble is you can't talk back. But you can. So there's a whole chat system goes along with the streaming business. But putting that to one side, there's videos obviously on the channel. If you just want to say something to me, if there's something you want me to cover, if there's something about the channel that you think, you know what, it could be a lot better if Dave was to do whatever, please stick it in the comments anywhere. Just email me. I really would want to know. Yeah. So if anyone is listening to this or watching it, thank you very much for your time. Again, apologies for it being really weird, random, all over the show. But unlike normal, where I've got a script of like 8,000 words and end up saying 2,500, I've actually got a piece of paper with some bullet points on. Have I covered them? Yeah, I have actually managed to cover them. So I'll knock it on the head there. I'll see what this looks like. I'm not going to chop this up in the video, but I'll leave the stream up. Okay. So look, all the best to everybody. Everybody obviously needs to stay safe. So I hope you're well. Please stay safe. We all know the rules. Wear your masks, wash your hands, don't touch your face, social distancing. And for those of us that are in, areas of high transmission, like Stafford is now, unfortunately, you're going to have to stay away from people. At least you got this kind of thing. You can always see in your mind's eye the people that you're talking to. For those of you in the States, or for anybody that knows people in the States, I wish everybody the best of luck. Because as I say, I think this is going to have ramifications far beyond the shores of the United States of America. And not good ramifications. So let's hope the election goes the way of my type of politics. It's close to my type of politics to get. Thanks, everyone. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Take care. Be safe. Bye for now.